sure your nuts are fresh. Walnuts are very tasty, and they are a very good baking ingredient. The nature of walnuts doesn't even change with a short time in the oven, roasted, toasted. They keep their nutrition. They're very, very good. We produce a lot of walnuts in California. These candied walnuts, halves of walnuts, are going to embellish a beautiful, delicious cake. I'll show you how to make the walnuts. You'll need 2 cups of walnut halves, and once they're cooled and you can pick them up with your fingers, just take the prettiest of the nuts, and these will be your embellishments. But make sure you put a walnut for each slice of cake. So that looks very, very nice, and I have enough, so I could actually put a walnut all around the side. Do as much or as little as you like.
So now I'm going to add a cup of walnuts, and these are from our sponsor, Diamond Nuts. And the reason why I'm adding halves rather than chopped walnuts is the walnuts are going to get very tender in the broth, and so if they were chopped up really small, they would completely break down, and I want to be able to take a bite. So now I'm going to saute these until they get coated in oil and they start to smell really nutty and kind of toasty. My guests are coming soon, and instead of serving hors d'oeuvres, I'm going to have a cheese board ready for them. I love serving cheese boards for dinner parties because they look really fancy and like you put a lot of effort into it, but honestly, this is just a trip down the cheese aisle and having some fun. I have all of my cheese out, so now I'm going to start building up my board. And first, I have some walnut halves from our sponsor, Diamond Nuts. And I love walnuts or any nuts on a cheese board. They add a really nice crunch to everything, and it goes great with the cheese. So now I'm going to fold in the last of my ingredients, and I'm starting with some chopped pecans. So these are from our sponsor, Diamond Nuts. And I'm just adding the chopped pecans right in. They add such a good flavor and a nice little crunch. So I just want this to be fairly combined. I don't want to overwork it. That looks great. So now I'm going to add my coconut. I love coconut, especially with carrot cake. It's so good. So I'm just going to fold this right in as well. All right, that's looking good. I'm here with Dave, one of the co-owners and operators of this beautiful walnut orchard. So Dave, tell me, how do you know when a walnut is ready?
Well, the walnuts 7 months ago were about this big, and they have grown to this large now. And how we know they're ready to go is that the husk starts to separate from the shell.
Oh, look at that. And just it looks like a regular walnut underneath the husk.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what you see in the stores.
And so what kind of walnut is this?
This happens to be a Chandler variety.
Oh.
And this is a very popular variety for several reasons. It has a very soft shell, produces a tremendous amount of halves, and it has a very light color and flavor.
Well, I see that this tree is filled with walnuts. It's ready to be harvested. How do you harvest a walnut?
We mechanically shake them with a machine that actually ties onto the tree, rattles the tree, and the nuts fall out of the tree.
And this is where they all end up. There are over 100,000 pounds of walnuts in here, but there's still one more step left until they're ready for the market, right, Ron?
That's right. We have just one more cleaning step to do, and that is we run them through a machine to get the rest of these black ones out. This has a couple cameras and a little electronic flipper that just flips these nuts out just like that.
Oh my
and
gosh.
all the good ones continue on. And this is what's ready to go to the store right here. Go ahead, let's try one here.
Fantastic, thank you.
There's nothing better than right here.
So good.
And the quality is just excellent this year.
Absolutely, and I love the crunch. It's just pure walnut flavor. It's just a good walnut.
Yeah, it's a great walnut.
I had no idea there was so much that went into getting nuts from tree